Well, good morning and welcome back. This video is coming out to you on the 19th of August. We're almost done with August. Kids are almost back in school. Crazy how quickly things move. But we're here. I'm back. We're going to talk about, as we always start with the overall market. Then we're going to come down to San Marcos specifically, and then we're going to go specific to your neighborhood. Exactly. So anyway, my name is Leo Rosell. If you don't know who I am, I hope you're joining me again. Looks like a lot of people do join again. And hopefully I'm giving them really good information to base their decisions on. So the market, there's been some somewhat major changes that have been occurring in the last 4 or 5 weeks. In overall San Diego market, including San Marcos, in the areas that I try to service as much as I can, that's Santa Fe Hills, Discovery Hills, Rancho Santalina, and others areas around the main area. So what can I say about the market? The market has gone through a lot of changes. What I'm seeing is all of a sudden that their inventory is building up. Okay, so we always have low inventory. In fact, I'm always complaining about it. When are we going to have more inventory? And really what I'm seeing is that inventory buildup. That's A. And B, what's really concerning me is the fact that the real estate rates have come down some, right? So logical thinking would be rates coming down, things become more affordable, more buyers are going to be jumping in. So let me take a look at this really quick for you. Whoops, let's get myself out of the way here. Whoops. So let me look at this here for you, okay? So as you can see, the rates, just from May have been slowly coming down. We hit kind of 6.47 in August 8th, and we're coming up just slightly, but overall the average rate is about 6.5, right? Now I've seen mortgages, 30-year mortgages down at the low sixes, and I have to remind you guys, because a lot of you forget that besides being a real estate broker, I'm also a mortgage originator. That's obviously the advantage of having me work for you. But one of the things we have seen mortgage 30-year mortgages down to really low sixes. And it all depends obviously on your credit, on how much you're borrowing, many factors, but it is possible to get that. Now, let me go back to what I wanted to talk about. And what I wanted to talk about, I thought with the rates coming down, we're going to see actually a bit of a increased activity in the market. But I'm very surprised. I'm actually seeing the opposite. I'm seeing decrease in activity. I'm seeing build up in inventory. More homes are on the market. And I'm seeing less activity overall. Now, this has been kind of growing the last 4 or 5 weeks. I've seen it peak out probably last weekend. I'm just seeing less activity on my listings as well. And one thing that I can only attribute that to is obviously that the market is saturated, meaning that everyone who can actually afford to buy has already purchased. Because on average, just to give you an idea, most buyers who are buying now, and I'm talking about a home that's under $1 million, their mortgage payments probably around $6,000. Now $6,000, I don't know about you, but it's quite a bit of money. That's what, $72,000 a year just for a mortgage, right? And principal, interest, maybe insurance. You also know the insurance has been going up like crazy. We've seen insurance double, if not triple, in many areas, and I don't think that's going to abate anytime soon. I have some people that I know in, for example, Escondido area. They have a pretty good sized home, let's say 5,000 square feet or so, but they're paying close to $11,000 for a policy. It's on a fair plan, which is a California plan, which, one way or the other, it doesn't matter. It's just a lot of money, right? So I think what we're seeing is just the market being tired, saturated. There's not a lot of buyers who are willing to pay more than $6,000, let's say, for a mortgage, unless they are coming in for more cash. So more cash on a down payment will obviously lower their payments. So this is what I'm seeing happen. There's a trend building up. I'm hoping that this is just a temporary stop, but the market has definitely hit the brakes. There's no question about it. Okay? So, and this is, like I said, doesn't matter if it is somewhere in San Diego, if it's South San Diego, Central San Diego or this area. Now, obviously, different areas have their own little dynamics. Areas like Carmel Valley, Carmel Mountain, all those areas will have a higher demand because most people, like it or not, will sprawl or go towards San Marcos, Oceanside, further away from the center because it's just less expensive. That's the reason why a lot of people move to Temecula or Murrieta. It's just less expensive. But as prices get more and more expensive, it just doesn't matter. People can't afford it, so you're going to see more and more listings come up. The other thing that I've been seeing is obviously some sellers wanted to sell, but they wanted to get their price. And because they realized they couldn't get their price, they're pulling the homes off the market. So really what's kind of starting to balance things out, I'm seeing more withdrawals. And what that means is the seller has decided to postpone the sale for now or do something else because they weren't really serious. It wasn't really something they needed to do. And as I said before, this is not a market for the people who want. This is for market for people who need to sell, right? Now, let me just caution everybody, this is not doomsday. We're not going to have foreclosure city. We're not in 2008, 2009. Now, we have a pause. Maybe we'll pull back 10%. I don't know. So if you are, going to be selling or have solid plans of selling this year, you may consider doing it now because obviously we don't know what's going to happen right before the election, right after the election. We have no idea, right? I can tell you right offhand that the fact that inflation is here and here to stay is not going to change. Yeah, we may have reduced the rate of inflation, but it's already inflated. We're not going to deflate that bubble unless we have some kind of deflationary component. Now, job numbers have been going down. Unemployment has been going up. So that's been a sign for the Fed, and that's the reason they're trying to drop the rate sooner than later. But the Fed honestly doesn't really care about housing that much. They actually want to see the prices come down a little more because housing has been just totally on fire. So with that said, let me jump on and talk about your specific area. Okay, so let's talk about number one. Let's talk about Rancho Santalina. For Rancho Santalina folks, Rancho Santalina is a small, very small built, probably about 210 to 120 homes in there. Originally it was started by not KB, it was a different builder. I forgot who it was, but KB finished it up. But we have about 220 or so homes in there. As you can see right now, let me pop it here for you. As you can see right now, there are currently two active listings. One is 830 Via La Venta, 40 days in the mountain, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, big house, 3,367 square feet. They're asking $1,380,000. Very unlikely to happen, but like I said, a lot of agents will take a listing just to have a listing. I don't do that. It's not something I think something that actually benefits my clients. The other one is Hydra, and again we have 27 days in the market, 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 3,900 square feet, right? Same price, $1,380,000, right? So we have about a difference of about 600 square feet, same price. Again, I don't think either one is going to sell, but like I said, a lot of agents will just take the listing to feel good about having something. Via Hacienda, I want to talk about Via Hacienda. That's pending. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, about 2,238 square feet. That was in a market for $965. It's currently in escrow after 8 days. Other than that, let me look really quick here. The only closing we had is towards the end of last month, and that was 931 Hydra. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3335. Looks like they sold that for $1,250,000. Okay. Now I also think this was the end of this whole boil, as I call it, and I think things have started to drop slowly and pull back. So I think we're going to see certain things that we are not expecting. Also, what I understand, the builder sentiment has dropped as well. So we'll see how all this pans out. Anyway, that's all I have for Rancho Santalina. I appreciate you stopping by and listening to this video. Thank you.